Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying the new year so far. I'm enjoying it very much, and I got a lot of new ideas coming up, and today is going to be one of my favorite versus slash mix-up mashups of different universes. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys tend to enjoy these videos, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. But yeah, sit back, relax, get some popcorn, and enjoy this video. Let's get to it. Okay, there's an awesome idea that I thought about. I think will redeem Anthem Javelins and make Arc Raiders even more interesting. What if I took the extraction tension of the Arc Raiders franchise and fused it with the power fantasy of Anthem? Now, think about that real quick before we get deep into this mashup. Tell me what you think. Will you think this would be a good idea or a bad idea? Go down in the comment section and tell me right now what you guys would think. Anthem and Arc Raiders, how would that work together? Now, I've made a complete script and I've drawn out a bunch of different ideas of how this will work together very good. Now, you guys might think differently on certain aspects of it, but I think I've gotten this down to make it to where Arc Raiders, you know, a different universe, had Javelins. It would be so awesome. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I love the game Arc Raiders. I've been playing it for about like a month, maybe a little bit over a month. I enjoy the game. It's one of the best games I've enjoyed for a long time. I'm so eager to play it when I'm done doing whatever else I need to do. So yeah, this game is really my favorite game. Well, probably one of my favorite games of all time. Don't want to chatter too much. Let's get into this whole concept. Picture this. You're a Raider topside. The Arc are learning. Players are hunting each other, working together, and then you hear this. A javelin flying over top of you, somewhere in the air. That's what you hear. It's not from any cutscene or scripted event. That's going to be a real player in the game, not an NPC, flying through the sky in a javelin. Something that Raiders, all Raiders, at some point can attain. All right, guys, let's move on. Here is the premise. It's still a third-person PvP, PvE extraction game, obviously, right? We're not going to change that, but most players are on foot. Now, most players are going to be on foot for a specific reason. I'm going to get to that very soon. Stealth, scavenging, gunplay, survival, pretty much normal stuff, right? But this adds a second layer, the Javelins, a high-risk, high-reward system where you earn a suit through an expedition. To me, the expeditions are trash. I feel like the expeditions need kind of like a Warframe type of layer thing going on. And here's my concept of the expedition in Arc Raiders and Anthem mixing up, right? A high risk reward system where you earn a suit through an expedition, power it with rare reactors, and risk losing it permanently if you are too reckless with it. And yes, this might be a little bit controversial, but PvP is still fully active between Raiders and Javelins. Now, people might not like that concept, but I think it still adds a very intricate layer to it. That would be totally interesting. Raider versus Raider, Raider versus Javelin, Javelin versus Javelin. Yo, imagine Javelin versus Javelin. That would be so cool. Like, think about flying through the air with your specific type of Javelin, maybe a Ranger versus a Storm, or a Colossus versus a Interceptor. I can just imagine right now in my head, right? A squad of Javelins flying through the air. They see an enemy squad, and then they're having a whole fight, a mid-air battle, with arcs also contesting them as well, dodging each other's bullets and missiles and stuff like that. Yo, I think that's what Anthem, the original game, was missing. Player versus player. Sometimes it's boring just sitting there trying to fight the same NPC over and over and over again. But if you add a different layer of PvP, multiplayer, in Javelins, that would be so fire. Now, I might be wrong. Some people might disagree. Tell me if you disagree down in the comment section. We're going to move on. So this would be a PvP, PvE extraction. Raider runs. You can do Javelin runs, or you can mix it up with Raider and Javelin runs. I think that would be a cool concept. Chapter 1, the Javelin Expedition. Now in a separate video, I'm going to do the specific javelins and what their pros and cons would be during a raid. So stay tuned for that video. I didn't get to put it with this script because I was kind of working on this and I kind of just forgot about it. But I will add the other part to it, maybe in like a week or something. Depends on what I'm doing. Anyways, the Javelin Expedition, how you unlock suits. First rule, you don't start off with a javelin. No raider starts off with a javelin. You unlock it through a Javelin Expedition. Like I said, I hate the Arc Raiders expeditions. They're boring and I don't see any real reward to them, but I think Javelin expeditions would have a real reward to them because you get to use the thing that you're putting together. It takes a lot of resources to build, but the end goal is not just extra score points or whatever they're trying to give you for doing the expedition, but it's an actual javelin that you can use in a raid that can fly and do a bunch of cool stuff. So this would get hella people doing the expedition. Now this expedition isn't brutally hard for the casual players. Casual players can do it as well, but it takes time and resource gathering, which makes the suit feel earned instead of just free. This is important because javelins can't be common toys. You can't just do anything you want. The players have to feel like I work for this suit. These chapters are going to be really short, but I'm going to go through this as fast as I can to get you guys the full breakdown of this entire concept. Chapter 2, Reactors, the power system that balances everything. To power a javelin, you need 2 reactors, and each reactor has a dedicated job. It also makes the reactors a lot more useful in the game besides just making guns. And this concept will encourage that all players to fight the matriarch and the queen when they are ready, obviously. Now let's move on to specific reactors. We have the queen reactor is specifically for flight and movement. This means thrusters, boosts, speed, air dashes, escape maneuvers, etc., etc. Moving on to the matriarch reactor. Matriarch reactor equals abilities and power-ups. That's your Anthem style special moves, your burst damage, utility, overcharge style plays, the power-up stuff. So in a fight, your decision-making skills matter. Do you burn queen energy to escape a fight, or do you conserve mobility so you can reach exfil on time? And I'm going to explain that very soon. Now remember this, guys. Queen reactor equals mobility. Matriarch reactor is for abilities. Okay, moving on to chapter 3. Reactor lifespan plus condition stats. Reactors do not last forever. The queen and matriarch reactor lasts on average about 3 games or 3 raids, depending on how you're using the suits in or during the raid. After specific usage, reactors have condition stats. Now hear me out on this, guys. The condition stats. You have a pristine reactor, you have a used reactor, and you have a damaged reactor. So it gives reactors different conditions to see if you would want to use one. So if a reactor is damaged, it can't power any suit. You can only break it down into parts, like say if you use a fireball burner and you throw it, well, you can go back to that fireball burner and it's damaged, and you can pick it up and you can turn it into something. I think it's arc something, I can't remember. So remember, pristine and used reactors are still valuable, but damaged reactors make them scrap metal. Chapter 4, Raider Reactors, casual access without breaking the game. Now this is for the casual players so they can be able to power a suit, because I think I'm more of a casual player and I do have a full-time job and I can't always be on the game like some of these tryhards or no lives or Twitch streamers. So having certain other accesses to the suit or things that I can use to power the suit would be good, and this is where the Raider Reactors come into play. Of course, casual players still need a way into a javelin layer, so I introduce craftable imitation reactors. Moving on, the Raider reactors are weaker than queen and matriarch reactors, right? They last about 1.5 games on average, and if you play smart, you can stretch them out to about 2 games, which is half the time of the regular reactors. But they don't come free. You need a blueprint you must find to craft these, and crafting resources that include common, uncommon, and rare items. It makes it complicated, but still doable. It makes it tough, not too easy. Not anybody can just go around unless you're on the game all the time, but it still challenges the casual players. Not just, oh yeah, I'm off the game, I can just hop in my suit real quick. Like, no, you gotta go raid, you gotta go do some stuff to get it. So it's not impossible to get it, but you're gonna have to put in some work, which even in the game, even for casual players still have to put in a lot of work. So I think this is a good balance. So casual players still can participate, but the true reactors remain premium and powerful, which is the matriarch and the queen reactor. Okay, moving on to chapter 5, repairs, the cost of power. Here's the economic anchor that keeps javelins more balanced. After every raid with a javelin, repairs are required if the javelin was damaged or used in a specific type of way. If your suit comes back in bad shape, repair costs resources or money for parts. That means every javelin run is a built-in bill. So running these javelins will not be cheap, guys. In this game, it won't be cheap. Either you have to pay a trader to get some more stuff for your damaged javelin, or you have to go on another raid, and on foot raid, getting resources so you can help build up your javelin again. Man, I love this concept. Okay, I'm moving on. So this just makes it where javelins aren't like free powerhouses. They are literal in-game investments. You can make a good profit on a successful raid in a javelin, but you pay for it just about every time.